welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. This is episode 32. Last time we rescued Queen Anora from Alhaul's estate, and we're trying to figure out what's going to be going on. We've got an uneasy alliance here. We're trying to put Alistair on the throne, but Anora's like, I will be the one. And Alienage is like, no. And that's kind of where we're at the moment. We have got some unrest in the Alienage that we're going to be checking out, because something has greatly upset the elves, as well as a bunch of other things that we've currently got active in Denerim as well, because we have completed some quests, freed some people from jail cells, and we'll have to see how those little quests will wrap up as well. We've got Riordan here, so we'll have a chat to him.
I'm glad you made it safely away.
He's our Grey Warden friend.
I hear Howe's death has already brought no small amount of cheer to the city.
Okay. So he's just going to chill out here. I mean, we have another Grey Warden, which is real cool. Is he going to be in our group, though? Is he a party member? Or is he just going to be like, I'm just here? Could you tell me about that vault again?
It's located just off the Market District in the northern alley past the Old Noble Tavern. I'll sketch out the code which will let you pass the lock wheel. Inside you can take your pick of whatever equipment remains. It is the stockpile the Wardens have kept for centuries for the defense of Denerim.
Nice, okay. Did you know Duncan very well?
We went through our joining together, more years ago than I like to remember. He was exactly the same back then. Tough as stone and just as grizzled. I think he understood sooner than the rest of us how ugly a choice it is to let the few be sacrificed to protect the many. Always left himself a soft spot for his recruits, though. Only where he ever let himself down.
You know, by naming the first game in the series Dragon Age Origins, they've prevented themselves from making a prequel game called Dragon Age Origins, where we get to play as Duncan. This is a funny thing about the title Dragon Age Origins is whenever I would see it on shelves, like over the years, you know, you go into game stores and you see it and you see Dragon Age Origins and whatnot, I always assumed it was like a prequel game. I never thought that it was like the first game in the Dragon Age series. I never saw a Dragon Age 1, but I never questioned it. I was just like, I just feel like it just is a prequel title, you know? It's kind of funny. I was hoping I could learn a bit more about Grey Wardens.
Well, I'd be happy to tell you what I know, but it seems to me that you've picked the important parts up yourself. Be firm in your beliefs, protect people from their own ignorance, and be as loyal as you can to your brothers, even knowing you'll share their deaths.
How many Wardens are there?
It's tough to say. Only the fortress in Weishaupt has every record. But there are certainly a few dozen or hundreds in every nation in Thedas. The Anderfells are home to over 1,000. It's almost like the Archdemon chose Ferelden deliberately, knowing how unguarded it is.
Have you ever been to the fortress in Weishaupt?
Once only, and I'd rather not go again. It's far, lad. And very foreign. The Wardens there, they fight Darkspawn like you and me, but they're shaped by the winters there in the forest. They're a cold group and don't care like they should about the rest of the world. Their king is weak, and many Anders look to the Wardens to rule. I hate to say this, but some of them seem to want it that way.
How were the Wardens founded?
It was near 1,200 years ago, and no one knows for sure, except that it began with a group of Anders soldiers. Apparently, they defected from their king's army, vowing that fighting the Blight was more important, and traveled all the way to Tevinter themselves. They were the first ones to track down the Archdemon Dumat, and the ones to slay him, although none survived the battle. But they had picked up followers by then, and it was they who formally founded the Order, and were recognized by Thedas.
Why has it been so long since the last Blight?
Archdemons don't awaken on their own, you know. It takes the Darkspawn, tunneling and tunneling, searching for centuries to find one. And with no one to lead them, it must be sheer chance, or maybe instinct, which leads them. What's surprising isn't that it takes so long between blights. What's surprising is that they succeed at all. But I imagine the old gods call to them. And it's that voice in the darkness which drives them through so many generations.
It was such an interesting camera angle. His face through the cage. And also, yeah, that's pretty grim. Like, they're just like, the Darkspawn just are compelled to find an archdemon every now and again. They're just like, let's go find one.
The important thing to remember is, none of that matters. When you're facing Darkspawn, all you need to know is to stop them at all costs.
Let's invent a nuclear bomb and just bomb the underground. Let's kill all the Darkspawn underground. Alright. Isn't that what the Legion of the Dead is for? Take a bunch of mages down there with nuclear bomb magic, and then see how we go. Oh, Anora's room is here. Okay. So this is a new room. Because Anora's in here now, and Alina's in here, and a chest. A silk carpet. Perfect.
My lady, she will be forever grateful, Warden.
She will be forever grateful.
Hello again, Warden. It is good that you came to speak with me. I will be blunt. I can see that your voice will be a strong one in days to come. It is to you that Eamon listens, and with good reason. My father must be stopped, but once that is done, Ferelden will need a ruler. I would welcome your support for my throne.
Alistair is my king. You think you're a better candidate than Alistair?
Do you disagree? You are a fellow Grey Warden. What do you think of Alistair's potential to rule? Never mind his willingness.
I gave him the champion specialization. Therefore, he is equipped to be a good leader. He can just yell, and everyone will yell with him, and then we'll go into battle together. It's really weird that you can't talk to Eamon about how you think he'd be a good king. You only just go, oh, but why? Like, right in front of him. We did that. That was, like, at the end of last episode. It was just weird. Being a good ruler requires more than ambition.
Alistair seems like a kind, well-meaning man, and biddable enough. These are admirable qualities, if not kingly ones. He also seems to be a fine Grey Warden, which is exactly why he should remain one and serve the kingdom by defeating the Darkspawn.
Just how do you know so much about him?
Cailan knew of Alistair. It was Eamon that kept Alistair out of the courts, as Merrick had desired. Oh, there are some who would follow Alistair out of respect for his Therin blood. The others would see this as Eamon grabbing for power. Who else do you think Alistair would turn to for help? Eventually, the nobility would return to the old days of constant warring with each other. Alistair's weakness would destroy everything Merrick built.
Yeah, but, you know, I don't know if I can trust you. As we broke you out, and then as soon as the first sign of trouble, you run away. I disagree with that assessment.
I simply believe that I am what this country needs.
Of course you would.
I will fight for what I believe. Would Alistair do the same?
Absolutely.
Thus I say again, I would welcome your support for the throne if you would give it.
I spit on your throne. Why should I support you?
For years, I have ruled this kingdom as Cailan's queen. As much as they loved Cailan, all of the Banon knew this to be so. Cailan was a good man, but what is needed now is not another good man, but a good ruler. I sent Alina here not solely because I thought I needed help, but because I saw an opportunity for us both. I need your support, Warden, and you will need mine.
Okay, what if we just propose a marriage? Will you marry each other? And then you can both rule and be in a potentially unhappy marriage. Are you proposing an alliance?
That is exactly what I am proposing. When the time comes, you support my bid in the Landsmeet to remain on the throne. You will be seen as my father's enemy, yet you will be in support of his daughter. You will be seen as supporting the interests of Ferelden, as opposed to solely those of the Grey Wardens. In return, I add my voice to yours. Do you see? Together we can do what alone we cannot.
Why not simply marry Alistair, the best of both worlds? I just feel like Honora needs someone else as well. Like, I don't know, there's something about Honora that kind of gives me weird vibes. You know? What happens to Loghain if you're a queen?
He is my father, as well as a great general, who has served his nation well until now. If there is a way for him to live, I would prefer it.
We've got a situation where it's like Alistair doesn't potentially really want to be the king. He's very hesitant for that because he did, you know, he wants to be a Grey Warden, wants to be my best friend, you know. And Honora wants to rule. And you have this dilemma of, like, you know, if you put someone on the throne who doesn't actually want to rule, how's that going to go for you? Even if you think they might be a better fit, if they don't have the attitude for it, then it's still like an issue. So ambition does come into it, but if it's just your ambition to rule, then it's not going to go very well. And if we marry them, politically arranged marriage, not even out of love, that just sounds miserable for my boy, you know? It's tough. Politics is hard. If there's a way for him to live, I would prefer it. Well, this guy he has to give us an opportunity for him to live, because this man is like a spiteful bastard, so I don't know. Justice must be done, don't you think?
I will always be my father's daughter, but even I know he must pay for his crimes. It will not make me glad, even so. Does that affect your decision? Can we yet come to an arrangement?
Why not simply marry Alistair, the best of both worlds?
Ignoring that the man looks so much like Kaelin, my recently dead husband, if you'll recall, my main fear is that he might govern like Kaelin as well. But it is true that Alistair has Therin blood. To some, this is more important even than practical considerations. A union might be considered a compromise, but is this something Alistair even desires?
What Alistair wants is not important? I mean, you got me there. What Alistair wants is not important. I think I could convince him, and true, forget I said anything. Oh, man. Look, Honora plays a political game here. She good at running me around in circles politically.
Consider it forgotten.
Okay.
As for the alliance we were discussing.
Can I think about it? Can I come back to you on this? I think I would need more than just your support.
Once I am queen, I will be in a position to grant you whatever you wish. And I shall. Alistair might promise you the same, I suppose. But I would ask which is better. The gratitude of a weak king, or of a strong queen. And even if it is not for you, think of what I could do for the Grey Wardens. Think of what I could do for your companions. I trust I have made my point.
What if you had a strong king beside you? Like me! Can I become king? Would you marry a dwarf? I will become king instead.
Tempting. I highly doubt, however, that any attempt to take a dwarf as my consort would be looked upon favorably. See the benefits of what you propose, perhaps, but... No. It is impossible.
She's interested. She's keen on this dwarf. Wow, so I'm now that I've spoken to her, I've forced myself into either supporting her or not. All right, let's think about this. I am making my political decision. Alistair doesn't want to be the king. Honora wants to be the queen. I'm not sure I entirely trust Honora, because I don't really know what she wants. But then Alistair will probably be miserable, and he's my boy. And if I force them into a marriage, that's also going to be probably miserable. And unfortunately, I can't be king. I'm not allowed to be a dwarven king of Denerim. Sheesh. Should we support Honora? Damn. It's too early to be making such a big decision. I wasn't ready for one this early in the playthrough. Alright. Arleman's gonna be pissy also. But this is, I just like, this is Logain's blood. Logain's family. But also, you know, fucking bloodlines and monarchies and all of that kind of stuff. That's a whole other can of worms to get into when we start talking about right to rule just because you got the same blood, you know? We start getting into some weird stuff that's bigger than Dragon Age at that point. Alright, Honora. You've made a good point, and I can't come back to this decision later, so I think I'm just going to go with the decision that doesn't force my boy into being a king. I don't know. God.
That is good to hear. So, we have a deal, Warden. I trust you'll keep your end of the bargain. Now, I suppose, comes the task of dealing with my father. That will be no small feat, of course, but I am certain you already know this. I imagine you have much to do. Is there anything else you needed from me?
Look, we can always not support her and go, ha-ha! I don't know how that's going to work, though. Do you need anything?
No. And while I know your concern is hardly disinterested, still, thank you.
Okay.
You return.
You return?
Is there something you wish to discuss?
I don't like that she bailed on us when we were trying to escape from her. It's not a good quality I like in a leader.
Ask me whatever you like.
What do you think will happen after the Landsmeet?
Do you want me to try my luck at fortune-telling? There was an old woman who read palms in the village of Gwarren when I was a child. She told me that I would have 10 children and be bald as a winter heath when I grew up. I can't say I put much faith in foretelling. What will happen depends much on you, Warden. But you certainly knew that already.
Does it make you uncomfortable siding against your father?
Of course it does. Do you think me heartless? But how much worse would I be to calmly stay at the side of a man who murdered my husband?
Okay. I met with Kaelin at Ostagar. He was a good man.
He was, and far happier in the field than in the throne room. He was reckless, impetuous, and charming. Had he not been king, he would have made a dashing rogue for a band of players. We were a good pairing. He would not have wanted the burden of ruling any more than I would have liked to remain the silent wife in my husband's shadow.
Why did Logain leave Kaelin to die? Do you know?
Kaelin was so idealistic. The world was his storybook, and he was the hero. And my father is different. He's an idealist too, but he knows what idealism costs. They often clashed, but never seriously, never for long. Kaelin would always come round to Father's way of thinking eventually. And then the Blight came. Kaelin dreamed of uniting all the nations of Thedas against the Darkspawn. It was a dream. He wouldn't surrender. What my father saw, however, was the boy he had swaddled inviting Orlesian troops back into the land he had fought to free of them. And for once, my poor, foolish husband wouldn't back down.
Okay. We should tell people what really happened to Kaelin.
They would not believe it, most of them, even from my lips. Logain is the hero they've looked up to their whole lives. Far easier to believe you or me a liar than him a murderer and tyrant. That's why it will be critical to find some way to discredit him before the Landsmeet. We must have proof of my father's crimes for the bands, or they will never believe us.
I'm sorry for your loss.
It was more than just my own loss. But I thank you all the same.
Another question.
Ask me whatever you like.
I'd like to understand Logain better if possible.
Well, he was once a farmer when he was a boy, if you can believe it. I never could myself. He's useless with plants, for one thing. I remember my mother once asking his help with a sick rose vine. My mother oversaw the rose gardens personally. He touched it. No more than that. And it shed half its leaves like a dog with mange. She never asked for him to help with her roses again. He bought her another one, though. He carried it back from Denerim with the branches overflowing his saddlebag. Despite the thorns tearing him bloody, he wouldn't let anyone else take it. He wanted to be the one to present it to her. My father has his faults, Warden, but he is far from common.
Why doesn't Loghain back down?
Because he believes he is right, Warden. He thinks he is the only one who can see Ferelden out of its current crisis, even if it is one he helped engineer. My father is capable of remarkable blindness, but it stems from his love of Ferelden. That is the saddest part of all, I think.
Okay. Why would he have ever trusted Al-How?
Trust would perhaps be putting it too strongly. My father knew what How was, and while I despised the man, I knew that father relied on his political mind. I expect my father thought himself above being influenced by the snake. Truly, I wonder how many of these acts stemmed from How and not my father at all. We may never know.
That's good. That's a good question. Did he plan on overthrowing Kaelin before Ostagar?
I'm not sure. I had no inkling of my father's plans until Kaelin was already dead. I would like to think that my father planned for the worst, but did not truly decide that Kaelin was a lost cause until that moment in Ostagar. The alternative is difficult to imagine.
Is he truly beyond reason?
I hope not, but I fear it is so, yes.
Okay.
Then I wish you luck, Warden.
I don't know if we've fully committed to, I don't know if just because we've said that we would support her means that we commit to the decision. We can still kind of go, I just feel like we should talk to Alistair about it as well. Because, like, I don't know, this is a tough one. It's a messy situation. It's like, put Anora on the throne. Put this guy on the throne who doesn't really want it, or force him into a marriage, which doesn't seem good for anyone.
So I'm guessing someone told Anora I was planning to steal her throne. She has a nasty glare. Did anyone mention this wasn't my idea? I think she's a great queen. As far as I'm concerned, she's welcome to it.
Okay. I think he'd be a great king, Alistair, is what we can say. So we can actually tell him to his face. You still don't want to be king, and good, I've agreed to support her in the Landsmeet, so we can at least tell Alistair and see his reaction. If Alistair supports it as well, I think I feel a little bit better about it.
You have? I'm relieved, actually. The Landsmeet may not listen to you, and Al Eamon would go right back into a coma if you told him. But me? I'm relieved. I guess all we need to do is stop her father from taking the throne first, right?
Honestly, whatever my boy wants, you know? If he doesn't want to be king, he's probably not going to be a good king. I'm not going to force him into a marriage either. And Anora I think Anora is going to be a bit crazy. But look, politics is not my kind of game. You can't rule if he's dead. Yes, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Oh, how hard could it be? He's just a hero and a Terran with a bigger army. Us, we've got spirit.
Okay. Well, I've told him. Let's tell Al Eamon now.
Warden, let me know if there's any assistance I can give you. We have much to do and little time.
Okay, I can't tell
We
him.
need to do all that we can in the few days left to us before the Landsmeet.
When I can't tell him, that's fine. He'll just get a nice surprise. Well, I guess what's done is done. We're going to support Anora, because Alistair also wants that.
If one more servant asks, your desire?
Your desire? I just like her saying that to me. No reason. Okay. Out to Denerim we go. Actually, I wonder if Zev has anything more to say after what's taken place.
You know, I could get to like this. Your wish?
Your wish?
Whatever you'd like to ask.
We already got his backstory and stuff, which is good.
I'm game.
Yeah. I'm game. Who am I taking with me? This squad. Look at that guy. Alright. Charge Rosamond to the Missing in Action quest. We're finally able to go into the Alienage. Slim Coldrey's not hanging around.
But one world, one life.
Blessed are the peacekeepers, champions of the just.
He is our maker.
Okay, quest completed.
Who have given their love to false gods.
What? No mention of dessert? Surely. This is a miracle.
Oh, she's not talking about food this time.
Man and never to rule over him. Foul and corrupt are they who have taken his gift and turned it against his children.
They shall be named Maleficar, accursed ones. They shall find no rest in this world or beyond.
I was getting to that part.
Don't stare at me, Cho. I can have my father.
God, I hate that noble. Walking past her is just the worst.
Have you heard the news about how?
Everyone in the city has. Ryland must be pleased.
That half-blood is as cold as the mountains. Did they not serve together in the war?
Oh, I can hardly speak ill of the sense or conscience of any man simply for wishing Randon Howe dead. You've met him. The man made vipers seem personable.
Well, I didn't say I was shedding any tears over his passing. He never was any friend of mine.
Whoever you are, Wait. I know you. My son described you in great detail. He tells me that I owe you his life.
I would leave no man to suffer at all Howe's hands.
When I saw my poor boy's legs, I only wish Howe still lived that I might tear him apart myself. I would bring troops against his son. But Oswin tells me Thomas had no part in his father's depravity. Is there anything you would ask as a reward for saving Oswin?
I was thinking cold hard coin. Look, we need supporters, so all I want for you is to speak out against Lugain.
Thank you again. Know that I will stand behind you at the Landsmeet with all the support I can muster. In fact, I'm taking my supper today with Ban Reginalda of the White River Benorn. I'll speak with her about this at once.
Let's go. And now we've got Ban Alfstana as well.
Probably. Hebron has done nothing since we've arrived except spend coin on herself. If we stay in Denerim much longer, I'll have to send her to a cloister.
No need for such drastic measures. She's only a child. She'll outgrow this. May I help you?
I was asked to give this to you. Give her the ring.
This is Ermenric's. Explain yourself. My brother would no more part with this ring than with his head.
Ermenric asks you to pray for him. He needs your help. You might ask Lugain.
He's alive then? Please, if you have any news of my brother, I would hear it.
He's in the dungeon of the Arl of Denerim's estate.
A dungeon? What? No. I will go to him at once. Someone will answer for this. Take this with my thanks. It has been in my family since the War of Crowns, crafted for us by the Circle of Magi. An heirloom is a small thing compared to my brother's life.
Okay. Was that the right thing to do? Or should we just say, he says, pray for him. I guess she can go and see for herself. And make up her mind. Alright, so there's a vault somewhere. Past the Nord Noble Tavern. Is it in the warehouse? Yeah, this thing? Yes. Aha! Grey Warden stuff. Grey Warden things. Duncan's shield? What the hell? The insignia of the Grey Wardens is emblazoned on their shield, which once belonged to Duncan. It was found in the Grey Warden cache in Denerim. Okay, well I guess we'll give this one to Alistair, right? He'll like this. Alistair.
This shield. It's Duncan's, isn't it? That's his crest.
And we get a cutscene. You said you wanted something to remember him by.
I did. I really did. I just never expected. Thank you. Truly, I had no idea his shield wasn't with him. This is perfect. I don't know how else to express my gratitude. This means a great deal to me. I can't believe you remembered it at all.
You're my boy. Of course I remembered.
I'll treasure this. Thank you.
Nice. Oh, he's got it equipped now? Oh, cool. Let's have a look. So let's compare it. Duncan's shield is better than Kaelin's shield. But now Marek's blade no longer gives him a bonus. So there's that. Could always give him that little Starfang weapon. But I put it away though. High Constable's mace. Until the loss of the Griffins, the High Constable of the Grey Wardens was responsible for maintaining the aerials at Weishaupt and was effectively second in command to the First Warden. An Axe of the Grey. These rare superior axes was forged by Kern the Dwarven Smith, who became a Grey Warden and fought at Garahel's side. They are highly prized, especially for their ability to cleave through Darkspawn armor. Nice. Getting some cool stuff in here. A map of the Anderfels and Griffin's Helm. Who likes maps? Someone likes maps. A relic of the high-flying past of the Grey Wardens and the legendary aerials. Griffins now lost to the fight against the Darkspawn. This helm is constructed to very unique specifications of battle. When equipped in a set with the Griffin's beak, the character becomes immune to extra damage from flanking attacks and electricity resistance. Okay, that's an interesting stat bonus.
Shall be done.
A Warden's Longsword, which is just a normal blade, which I think Alistair just had on by default. Another one. An axe. Boring. And boring armor. Okay. Well, there's some cool stuff in there. Nice. Looted. Alright, time to get into the Alienage.
Just watch yourself if you're going in. The Alienage is a festering sore full of parasites. And that's on a good day.
Alright, mate. Let's head in. We can finally go to the Alienage. After all this time. Alright. No? Just arrived? Game's already like, can you leave? Alienage culture. There have always been alienages. They have been around for as long as elves and shems have lived in the same lands. Ours isn't even the worst. They say that Val Royeaux has 10,000 elves living in a space no bigger than Denerim's market. That's physically impossible. They say 10,000 elves. So it would be like an ocean. They just would just be like together, just shoulder to shoulder. There's no way. Their walls are supposedly so high that daylight doesn't reach the Vanadal until midday. But don't be so anxious to start tearing down the walls and picking fights with the guards. They keep out more than they keep in. We don't have to live here, you know. Sometimes a family gets a good break and they buy a house in the docks or the outskirts of town. If they're lucky, they come back to the Alienage after the looters have burned their house down. The unlucky ones just go to the pauper's field. Here, we're among family. We look out for each other. Here, We do what we can to remember the old ways. The flat ears who have gone out there, they're stuck. They'll never be human, and they've gone and thrown away being Elven too. So where does that leave them? Nowhere. Zarethia, Haran of the High Ever Alienage. Well, that's an Alienage's perspective on Alienages. You know, so I don't know. I don't know about that. Let's give you a tactics slot, finally, apparently. Or because we've given Morrigan Spirit Healer, I'm tempted to give her the group heal as well, just for at least when she's not in the same group as Win. But also, I think it's better if we focus on some better abilities that are a bit more unique to her. I would love to be able to get more hexes. Penalties the resistances, death magic, draining life force from any dead enemy, curse of mortality, curses a target with the inevitability of true death, cannot heal or regenerate health, a cloud of leeching entropic energy that deals continuous spirit damage, and friendly fire is possible. Crushing Prison would be quite nice because that's the spirit damage, and possibly shattering those that have been petrified or frozen solid. It's a hard choice. The glyphs are pretty good. We haven't given them any glyphs. Neutralizes all magic, dispels all effects, drains all mana, and prevents spellcasting or mana regeneration within its bounds. Like, that's like, shut everything down. It's just going to take me a while to get to it. Let's give Morrigan the glyphs. She is strong enough to, like, deal with whatever she's got at the moment, though, which is fine. Oh, actually, I think we want to put his dexterity up to 26, because I think that there's an ability that he needs. He needs 14 cunning for another tactics slot. God damn it. Can't win, can I? Let's do that. So you can have a tactics slot. And then there was something that I think needs dexterity. Yeah, shield mastery, 26 dexterity. Mastered the use of the shield for both offense and defense. Receives additional benefits when using his stats. There you go. We're going to give you... I guess we may as well give you some improved herbalism as well. I'm going to give you... You've done Mana Clash now, so that's good. I should have given Morrigan this stuff, focused on this tree of spirit, instead of also giving her mana drain, but what can you do? Let's give you Arcane Warrior stuff. The Arcane Warrior channels magic inward, increase fatigue for an attack bonus, and the ability to use spell power to determine combat damage. I think this would allow Wynn to, like, wield a weapon that isn't a staff, right? It can actually wield, like, a blade, maybe? Or maybe it's just still, like, attack with the staff. Surrounded by a shimmering shield, blocks most damage and grants large bonuses to armor, but it consumes mana rapidly. And now Fade Shroud. The Arcane Warrior now only partly exists in the physical realm, while combat magic is active. Spanning the gap between the real world and the Fade grants a bonus to mana regeneration and a chance to avoid attacks. It's quite fitting, considering the vessel of the spirit that kind of, like, has her in place at the moment. We're not going to focus on entropic magic or this stuff. We're gonna do that. We'll do the Arcane Warrior skills, because why not? Alright, into the Alienage. You do have a level up as well, don't you? Oh, only because you have a talent, but there are no talents for you. So, good to know. Ah, I believe this is our final hooded courier.
We are grateful. The compact is renewed.
There we go. We've delivered all 5. Return to the Blackstone irregulars for our reward. Looks like I'd go off that way, but apparently not. Let's save before we enter this place.
I don't want any trouble. I'm just on my way to the docks. We told you to stay out of our alienage, Shem. Someone's coming.
Oh, haggard human.
Thanks for running those thugs off. I thought they were gonna kill me.
What was that about?
I knew I shouldn't have cut through here. Bloody knife ears.
So flat ears and knife ears and okay. You just left. Sure.
Maker, help me.
Help me. Sirion's house. I don't know who Sirion is.
Spare a silver for a war veteran?
Where'd you get injured, soldier?
Ostagar. Darkspawn took off half my foot.
Really? Alright, well, I'll spare you a sovereign. Let's give this man a whole ass sovereign. Hope this will get you off the street.
Oh, Andraste, bless you, sir. I won't forget your face. No, I won't.
Even though you have 2 feet to me.
Thank you, sir.
That man's definitely got 2 feet. Who's killing dogs in the street? Feral dog? Jesus, what's going on here? Bearing arms is strictly prohibited. Elves who have swords will die upon them. God. Okay, dog growls. This place is in great condition. I'm not hearing any sounds. We're not hearing any growls or any mumbles. We got another mystical site of power.
Go home. Crowding around here is what will make you sick.
You found activated... Oh, I've activated all 4 of them. It's funny that there was like the other ones that I literally was like, I can't remember if we've done all of them. I could only remember 1. But there you go. We've done all 4. Poof. Barbari dominance activate. I peed, and all of the local cats are upset now. Holy crap, look how many people are here.
I've got children at home. I can't wait out here for another day.
So go home. The best thing you can do for your children is not trust these charlatans.
Everyone remain calm. We will help as many as we can today, so long as we can do this in an orderly fashion.
Oh, you're helping us, are you, Shem? Like Valendrian and my Uncle Sirion, you helped them, didn't you? Help them never to be seen again.
We've explained this to you before, girl. More whining will not persuade us to let you into the quarantine to carry plague back out to the alienage.
Quit trying to get us all killed, Shiani. Some of us have still got things to live for.
If this spell of theirs works, why are half the people they quarantine perfectly healthy?
There's a plague here?
You shouldn't be here, dwarf. Your kind don't leave the market district. Wait. Sora's told me about you. You're the one who freed him from the dungeons. These foreigners say they're here to help with our outbreak of plague. Funny thing, though. All the people they help disappear.
That's not true, and you know it, Shiani. Both my sisters got the Tevinter spell cast on them, and they're fine.
Where's your niece, then? And my Uncle Sirion? And Valendrian?
Well, there's the Syrian name drop, because we saw the house, and we're like, we won't check that house yet. Because if it's a named character's house, we'll probably have to go in there at some point. Slow down and just tell me what's happening here.
These foreigners have taken dozens of elves into that house over the last few weeks, and none of them have been seen again. One of them was our Haran, Valendrian. And I don't know what we're going to do if we don't get him back.
Does the guard know about this?
They have to know about it. The Haran complained, and so did I. They just don't care, or something worse.
What's a Haran?
He's the elder, the person who guides us. Maybe that doesn't mean anything to you, but it's important to us.
I'll try talking to the healers.
You can try. Those guards mean business.
Codex updated. Our final character has been put in. 30 out of 30. Valendrian. Remember that our strength lies in commitment to tradition and to each other. Every alienage has a Haran, an elder. It falls to the Haran to arrange marriages for those without family, to negotiate with the guards where there's trouble, and to act as a sort of mayor and surrogate uncle to the people of the alienage. The title, like so many things, is a holdover from the time of Arlathan, for Harans are not necessarily the oldest person in their community, or even all that old. Tradition gives the role to the oldest soul, the wisest, cleverest, and most level-headed. Valendrian has been Haran of the Denerim alienage since he was in his 30s. Okay.
Can't anyone shut Shiani up?
Is there something else you wanted?
Is there any other way into that house?
There's a side entrance in the alley. It's got only one guard.
Okay. How is that any better?
Fewer eyes, for one thing. It's up to you.
Okay. Healer Varas, Healer Sarator.
Hold. This place is full of plague victims. No one enters.
Can I help?
We have the situation in hand.
Okay. Sorry, I'll leave.
Go with Andraste's grace.
Oh, which also reminds me, right next to the tree, before I got distracted, was another Andraste's grace.
As you say.
Even though when I gave it to, I've already given one to Liliana, and she was like, cool. Which was very interesting. Valendrian's house is here as well. There's so many cats in the alienage.
They opened the gates yet? I need to go to the market.
Who's there? I can't see.
I can't see. Alienage tree. Venadal, the tree of the people. Mostly the old ways are gone. Each generation forgets a little more of the old tongue, a little more of the traditions, and the few things we keep become simple habits, the meaning long since faded. So it is with the Venadal. The tree of the people. Every alienage has one, I'm told, or they used to. When I was a little girl, my mother told me the tree was a symbol of Arlathan, but not even she knew more. Keeping the Venadal is just a habit now. Many cities have let theirs wither and die, then chopped them up for firewood. No great loss. We've got 3 more in culture and history, 2 more in books and songs, 1 more note. Doing pretty good. We've got 1 more creature, a few more magic and religion, and then there's like 5 more items, which is like stuff that we could probably be buying from merchants, but like not a bad job on the codex there.
I ask you to stand back. Some of these people are carrying the plague. The alienage is not safe for visitors.
Aren't you afraid of getting the plague?
If we did not know how to prevent the plague, we would not be here now.
What school of magic does this spell belong to? Our circle knows of none which fully prevents plagues.
You will have to excuse us, but we are not authorized to share the secrets of our circle with outsiders.
Fishy?
For your own safety, we must ask you to leave now.
Fishy?
You have already been told to leave. Please do not waste any more of our time. You have already been told to leave.
Can't even talk to this guy.
Do not waste any more of our time.
Alarith's store.
I'm sorry, but we're closed. There are a few places in the market district that can probably serve you.
Okay. What's going on? Why are Tevinter's here?
They came to treat the Blight Plague. You did know about the plague, didn't you?
Why would Tevinter's care about a plague in Ferelden?
They don't want it spreading to the Imperium. The plague made it to Denerim from the south by trade routes, after all. No reason it couldn't cross the sea the same way.
How bad is this plague?
How bad is it? Do catastrophes come in different sizes? One day, your child comes home with a cough. The next day, she's fevered, seeing things, hearing voices. And the day after that, she's dead, and it's your wife coughing. All you can hope is that when the last person in your house takes sick, he'll open a window, so the smell will bring someone to take your bodies out for burial. Is that bad enough for you?
Wow. I'm sorry, have you lost family to the plague?
Everyone in the Alienage is family, dwarf.
True. What kind of treatment do these Tevinters have?
It's magic. I suppose in the Imperium they use magic to boil water and cross a street. The Chantry sent a Templar to watch them the first day. If the Chantry says it's safe, it must be. It's supposed to keep you from getting sick. If you're already ill, though, well, they take you into quarantine.
Does the magic work?
I can't imagine that it does. Although the mages of the Imperium are renowned for their skill, there are no spells I know of that can do such a thing.
I don't know. Either you don't get the plague because you got their magic put on you, or you don't get it because you just got lucky. But it can't hurt, right?
How long are people quarantined?
No one who's gone in has come out again. Could be they die in there. Could be they've recovered and just can't come back yet.
Where are they quarantining people?
In the hospice on the corner. Don't think they'll let you in, though. It wouldn't be much of a quarantine if people just come and go there. Good day.
Alright, we are not shopping with him today.
You do not approve of me, do you?
You have to ask. I didn't realize I was being subtle.
Ah, the old cat still has her claws, I see. And you also do not approve of my involvement with our stalwart Grey Warden.
You are dangerous, Morrigan. Dangerous, cunning, and thoroughly deceitful. But you are beautiful, and he is young. It's a pity he doesn't know any better.
Why, Wynne, I do believe that is the first time you have ever offered a compliment. Thank you.
Only you would take that as a compliment.
Listen, old woman. What happens between myself and him is not your concern. You can approve or not approve as you wish, but this is one thing you cannot influence and mold to your liking.
So you say. I do hope that one day soon you will discover that neither is he.
You mistake my intent, old cat, and you're a fool.
Am I? Well, let's hope so.
That's funny. Even though we've already spoken with Wynne about stuff and she's kind of corrected, I guess she hasn't had her dialogue with Morrigan about it yet. So that's a funny one. I am but a young dwarf in love with his goth witch. Trying to pull the camera back?
There's nothing wrong with me. It's only a cold. It'll pass.
Sure. Sir Otto.
Is someone there? Maker's blessing to you, child.
I was just about to say.
Not afraid. I still have some sight to see you by.
I was just about to say, I was like, it looks like he's blind. Who are you?
It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am Sir Otto. I am a Templar. I lost my sight in a battle with a powerful Maleficar. He called flame from the air and burned my face. The scars have healed, but my sight will never recover.
Enough small talk. I'm sorry.
Don't be. Many of my brethren died in that battle.
What's a Templar doing here?
We'd heard rumors that there's an enclave of Maleficarum hidden in the Alienage.
Oh, well, it's going to be these healers then, isn't it? Are you in any condition to fight Maleficarum?
Sadly, not anymore. But I have years of hard-won experience. Often the chase is as difficult as the resolution. So I do the Maker's work in whatever way I can.
Why did they send you instead of someone more healthy?
I volunteered for it. I was most adamant. I took my vows to serve the Chantry, not sit idly by.
Have you found anything?
I have found no evidence of Maleficarum in the Alienage. However, there is something else. This place, it's scarred like me. When I came here, I immediately could feel an air of hopelessness, despair. But over time, I felt the wrongness runs far deeper than that.
Okay, what do you mean?
I don't know. But the feeling of wrongness never wanes. And so I attempt to puzzle it out. I don't suppose I could impose upon you.
What do you want?
It took patience, but some elves opened up to me, and I've heard their sad tales. but I found no real evidence to support my fears. Ears alone have done all they can. I was hoping you could be my eyes. Look around the alienage for anything out of the ordinary.
Everything looks out of the ordinary here. Any idea where I should start my search?
None. I thank you for humoring me on this. If I am wrong, I will rightly feel the fool. You seem capable. I have hope that you will find what I seek. Mako watch over you, child.
Mako watch over you. Something wicked this way comes. You met a blind Templar, Sir Otto, who says that something is very wrong in the alienage. He's asked you to be his eyes and look around for anything suspicious. Okay. I mean, this whole place seems pretty fucked, but I'll do my best.
I'm not going anywhere. Don't waste your breath.
Okay. Jesus. Hello, child. Amathine. Okay, you've got the important yellow text, so I'll probably come back to you later. And this just takes us out. Okay, hospice side entrance. Gotcha. Okay, alienage isn't the largest thing ever. Bearing arms strictly prohibited. Well, the only thing suspicious in here has got to be this fucking area right here, so... Oh, hang on. Oh. Now we can investigate the pool of blood and the dead dog.
Oh, it's good to see you again, friend. You were so generous to me before.
Haha! Oh, I knew it.
Other veterans.
I knew it.
An orphan. Oh, and an orphan.
I knew it.
Please, my lord. Can you spare some coin?
I gave us Sovereign because I was just like, I got the vibe that he's like not, but I'm like, I can spare it anyway, but I want to see what happens. And here we go. He's like, oh, a rich man, a rich dwarf that we can take advantage of. Are you really a veteran?
I am insulted. A veteran campaigner, am I? And Oli is as bereft of parents as anyone's ever been.
My mom is especially dead.
No need to mention that, Oli. Will you help us?
I don't seem to have any coins on me.
Ah, can't blame a fellow for asking, eh? Well, let's go, Oli.
Be very interested to see what would happen if we just kept giving money at that point. But I'm not going to do it. This is the corpse of a rabid dog. It looks like he was skewered with a spear. Nobody's cleaned up the body. It appears to be dead for some time. This pool of blood is still damp. Besides the coppery smell of blood, you also pick up the faint scent of bad eggs. Okay. Otto, I found blood and a dog. I just assumed that this feral dog had a sesh.
The house has eyes.
Oh.
But Grandma calls.
The house has eyes, but Grandma calls.
You're a good girl, but have to avoid the bad men. You're not one of the bad men, are you?
Oh.
I just want to make Grandma happy.
Now that we've spoken to Sir Otto, we can actually speak to other characters now, it seems. Who's your grandmother?
Never met her.
Oh, okay.
She protected me. But I lost her amulet. Grandma, make the voices go away.
Okay. Who are the bad men?
The housemen. They came the night of shouting. All of us orphans were in there. Then the blood. Oh, the blood. Still bleeding. Poor animals. Poor us.
Okay, so this must be connected to the dog. Talking about the riots?
So many died. So many. The orphanage is all dead now.
What about the animals?
The dogs hear the bad men too. They make good dogs so confused, so angry. Poor little pups barking at the noise. Make them stop.
Jesus. Is there anything I can do to help?
No, sir. No, sir, indeed. Don't go into the orphanage. The bad men will take you too.
Okay. I wonder which house it is.
What have you found?
Pools of blood that smell of rotten eggs.
There's been no fighting in the alienage recently. which means the blood is not congealing. I suppose there could be some explanation for it. That's by the orphanage, right? A sad place. Did you find anything else?
What's the orphanage's story?
When the Elven riot was being suppressed, the orphanage was stormed. It was bad. Very bad. Have you found anything else?
There's a dead rabid dog in the alley.
I'll report that at once. I've heard such afflictions can spread, even from a corpse. I suppose someone may not have known that. One odd thing I am willing to believe, but two is no coincidence. Let's head to the orphanage. Both of your clues were near there.
You sure you're up for this?
I'm sure your friends can keep me safe. I have faith in you. Let us proceed.
He's very capable at navigating this place. Oh, he's going to step on the cat's tail because he's blind. He's very capable at navigating environments. In he goes. I just wish that, like, it's probably mean, but I wish that because he's blind, he maybe, like, was a little bit slower in getting there. Maybe have him trip over something and go, oh, I'm blind. No, I'm just kidding. But, like, it is funny that he just makes a beeline straight for it. I guess he's just got a very strong nose. Follow the smell of rancid eggs.
The feeling is intense here. This is the right place. I know not if it's the work of the Maleficarum, but there is definitely evil here. You go first. I will follow.
Sure.
I shall do it.
Oh god, we got ghosts again. Okay. We got literal... It's pretty dark. Like, this is pretty dark if you think about it. Like, we're going through a massacred orphanage. Bunch of dead kids, and now we've got ghost children. And electrical sparks. Okay. Yep.
It has begun.
Can't open this door. Okay. Now I can open the door? Okay.
Do you hear me, Sir Willem, Sir Willem?
Sir Willem, Sir Willem?
I'm falling, Sir Willem, Sir Willem, today. I'm a maiden, Sir Willem, Sir Willem. But I'm dying, Sir Willem, in pain.
Jesus. This is unsettling, to say the least. Oh.
As you say.
Oh. Oh, what the hell? Okay, rabid war dogs.
Thank you.
Wait, what the hell? Tormented woman? Okay. Getting also being attacked by... Okay.
I can't die. I will never die.
Creatures have no true reason to fight us.
Enough. It's a good day.
Confusion. Okay. Teleporting Sir Otto. A little bit grim. Spider?
Very well.
1, 2, mercs run through. 3, 4, the kingdoms at war. 8, 9, and now you die.
Sure. Sure, this is so bizarre. Can you put spirits to sleep? You can make spirits sleep. How weird. Spider?
It's a gotcha!
Did a death blow on a spirit somehow? Oh god, charred corpses.
Very well.
This is the center of it.
Oh, my eyes.
You do not belong here!
Blessed be the Maker and his prophet Andraste.
Your pathetic maker is nothing compared to my glory!
I command you, show yourself, demon. Hide in the shadows no more.
You dare to command me? Let us see if your precious maker can protect you now, worm!
Jesus. Demon.
I shall do it.
Oh, there's a lesser shade. Oh, there's many. Shattered. Shattered, baby. What does combat magic do? I'm curious now.
Your own existence?
We won. At one time I considered myself quite the warrior, but you accomplished here what I never could. But something still isn't right. I feel there is more to this. Nearby, the building next to us. I can feel it, just on the other side of this wall. Let us go.
Okay. To the attached building. Yeah. Regardless of whether this mode is active, Wynn can now like use a magic stat to equip. Yeah, I can equip like heavy gear, requires 36 magic. How weird is this? That is the weirdest image I've ever seen. Putting Wynn in heavy gear, make her a tank of a mage.
We have much to do.
The fact that they've added in the ambient distant screams of like children and like wailing and stuff is also just,
as you say,
a lot. Like, holy crap.
An order. Leave the children. Take me.
Attack!
This is annoying. I am your death.
I don't want to go yet. Please. It's so cold now. So cold.
It just gets worse the further you go in.
It has begun.
Let's finish this.
Quickly, we must break through. I think we work well together.
So this is probably the best way for like navigating small like hallways and stuff. Just put it in tactical mode so I can just get a nice little aerial view of everything.
Let's not exhaust our supplies. Come, let us end this!
And you shall pay!
Our skill has won the day.
Victorious!
It has begun.
Victorious!
Leave me alone. Just go.
Oh.
The voices will...
Oh, crap. Rage abomination.
Bill,
I see.
Damn you!
Yeah, forget that they all explode here when you kill them. Double death blow.
Very well.
Okay. Empty rubble.
It shall be done.
Ah.
Think you are
God.
Though the golden city has fallen, I have seen your face and your light. I am your...
Save your pedantic chant for your sermons, Templar. You have killed my brood.
The Maker compels you. Show yourself.
The Maker? There is no Maker. There is no golden city. But there are demons.
God, it's so red. He's gonna throw a book at him.
I hear not your blasphemy. Andraste and all the divine after her. I order you to face me.
You delusional fool.
Okay.
It's your time to die! I cannot be defeated.
Valiant effort, demon. However, you are outnumbered.
We have done it again. I feel the darkness receding. I've seen the work of demon before. Some Maleficarum consort with them. But the Maker must have guided... Oh!
You didn't see that coming.
Now, you die!
Holy shit, man. He got pitchforked. Whoa. Whoa. Holy crap, dude. Holy shit.
I see.
Get paralyzed, you punk. Wow.
Let us end this!
I can't see shit. There's just so much fire. My God. Otto! You killed the demon at the heart of the Elven orphanage, but not before it killed Sir Otto. The haunting and supernatural unrest are now over. Wow. Not even a farewell. Man just gets erased. Well, that's unfortunate.
I shall do it.
Oh, you guys are on fire? New quest, hearing voices. You found the amulet the beggar girl in the Alienage spoke of. Return it to her. Okay. God damn. That was a quest. Couldn't even save Sir Otto. Man just gets impaled. Alright. Found your amulet.
The bad men, they are quiet. They call for blood no more.
Is this amulet yours? I found it in the orphanage.
It's my grandmother's. You found it, sir. May I have it?
Yes.
I feel feel like a mist is leaving. Oh, thank you, sir. I have to live my life.
Okay. Sure. And now we go into this back entrance here. And it's just the one guard, which means we either kill him or we persuade him. Morrigan, just put him to sleep. How about that? We got the apartments here. We just go into these immediately. It seems that... Actually, I don't even know what the main... Hang on. The plague spreading... Okay, well, we'll do this. Oh, there's Fazl's request in here. There's a couple of quests in here, actually.
Is Mother Boanne here yet? What's taking her so long?
Mother Boanne.
Who's there? Stay away!
Calm down. Just want to ask some questions.
I can't say nothing. Please, just go. I don't want trouble.
Not gonna ask twice.
I don't know, I swear. I only saw them take people away. Took them right out of their beds. Dragged them down the hallways. Maker, the little one's crying.
Where did they take everyone?
Through the landlord's old office. They go in there, they never come back.
Interesting. What about Valendrian?
I saw him. They marched him through the hall with a bunch of others, all tied together like pack mules.
What else have you seen?
Every few days, they come back. It's like a parade, a silent one. Men and women and children. You have to go. They'll be back soon. They'll find out I talked and they'll take me too. Please, just go.
A man gave his heart and soul into acting out his role as an NPC dwarf. NPC elf.
Please, go before they see you.
Oh, we got some enemies in here. So this is... wild. Okay, maybe we should check out... Before we do this... Maybe we should... Maybe we should check out the side entrance to the hospice first and investigate that before we go into the apartments. Just a feeling. Considering it seems that they're tied to the same thing. Free Sailor Sextant. Beautiful antique sextant. This instrument is very valuable to the Guild of Free Sailors. Okay, return to Chancellor Rosamond for a reward.
Very well.
Chairs are arranged as though someone were just about to sit down for dinner. I'm going to investigate all of them for some reason. Alright, let's have a look.
Stayed in the market, dwarf.
Oh, hello.
Hopefully you didn't fight as thoroughly as you smell.
Shall be done.
Here you shall pay!
Getting his balls chewed on by a Mabari hound and just getting stabbed in the face at the same time. What a way to go.
As you say.
There's a key with this note. Bring 8 males and 6 females for the next shipment. Oh god, are they doing trafficking? Find the missing elves. You found a key wrapped in a note that seems to indicate something about a shipment of elves. The key is a cheap one and looks likely to belong to an apartment here in the slums. Perhaps Shiani would know more. God damn. Okay. Oh, goddamn. Alright. Well, we got a key. Pile of books. The City Elves. When the wholly exalted march of the Dales resulted in the dissolution of the Elven kingdom, leaving a great many elves homeless once again. The divine Renata the First declared that all lands loyal to the Chantry must give the elves refuge within their own walls. Considering the atrocities committed by the elves at Red Crossing, this was a great testament to the Chantry's charity. There was one condition, however: the elves were to lay aside their pagan gods and live under the rule of the Chantry. Some of the elves refused our goodwill. They banded together to form the Wandering Dalish Elves, keeping their old elven ways and their hatred of humans alive. To this day, Dalish elves still terrorize those of us who strayed too close to their camps. Most of the elves, however, saw that it was wisest to live under the protection of humans. And so we took the elves into our cities and tried to integrate them. We invited them into our own homes and gave them jobs as servants and farmhands. Here, in Denerim, the elves even have their own quarter, governed by an elven keeper. Most have proven to be productive members of society. Still, a small segment of the elven community remains dissatisfied. These troublemakers and malcontents roam the streets, causing mayhem, rebelling against authority, and making a general nuisance of themselves. Right. Metal door. Alright, we used the key. This takes us out to the Elven Alienage.
As you say.
What's this? Another shipment already?
Oh.
We weren't... Wait. You're no Tevinter. Who are you supposed to be?
I'm here to relieve you, weren't you told? Damn, okay. Maybe we should have checked out the hospice first. I'm here to relieve you, weren't you told?
What? No, you're not. There's no body relieving us until midnight. Quick, get them, hurry!
Enemy!
Well, you're all dead. Literally cannot move the goddamn camera. I don't know why this the game is broken with the camera sometimes. Here, I gotta do this.
Argons, watch over me.
So where's this? This is this back area. There's a compound. All right, so we're gonna have to free them.
It shall be done.
All right, before we go into the compound, then I'm going to check out the hospice. Because it feels like, I thought the apartments was going to end up being like a little bonus area to check out, but it's like officially tied to this quest line. See if we can get in here.
No, you can't go inside just for a moment. So you might as well walk right back around to the front doors. You shouldn't be out on the streets now anyway. What with the plague?
Sorry, but I need to get in there. Ah! Keeping your people from their families doesn't bother you?
Look, this is how things are. I didn't make the blight or the plague or anything. I'm just trying to make a living.
Aren't you afraid of getting the plague yourself?
What's worse, dying of the plague or dying of hunger? I'll take my chances with the plague, thank you, if it means I get paid. I've been hungry. The novelty's worn off.
How much do they pay you?
Not enough to put up with all these questions. What do you want?
Would you let me in that house for 6 sovereigns so we can either pay to get in or, sorry, I need to get in there, attack? Well, here's the thing. These guards are clearly, they know what they're involved in. They're keeping up some sort of front. If I hadn't sort of gone in the apartments first, I would have persuaded and paid him, but we know that they're doing some sort of weird, like smuggling thing. So yeah.
Hey, someone get out here and help me!
Quickly, we must fight!
Death to smugglers. Death to human traffickers. Human and elf traffickers. We have a hospice key. In we go. Alright, let's have a look. Oh. Ooh! Kill him!
It is your time to die!
Supervisor. It's empty in here. It's goddamn empty in here.
It shall be done.
So we'd get in here and then realize that there's nothing.
Help us, please.
Oh god.
We're not sick. Let us out of here.
Nope. There's people in here. So they definitely don't have the plague. They're elf trafficking.
I swear not one of us is sick. They take the sick ones out as soon as they come in. Please, help us.
I'm getting you out of there.
Thank you, friend.
Where's Valendrian?
They took him away already. Through the back alley. We don't know where exactly.
You should get out of here.
You don't have to say that twice.
Okay. Sheesh. Alright, well, that's out. Can I walk out the front door? What's gonna happen if we just walk out the front door? We're just like, what the fuck?
What in the make of rain? Stop him!
Run while you can!
Another down.
So we're just being attacked by random elves?
We fight for honor.
Don't lose your head. Oh, we're just killing them all.
As you say.
Excuse me, Alistair. I'm looting bodies. Well, there's no longer a crowd.
What happened? Some of the elves ran out, but I didn't recognize any of them. Where are all the others?
I found this note.
Let me see that. What does this even mean? They can't be shipping people, can they? Shipping them where?
I think why might be a better question.
I don't care why. I just want to find everyone who's missing. But how could they take them away? Wouldn't we see them? They could be moving through the back alleys. There are all sorts of buildings back there. They could be using one as some sort of warehouse, staging area.
There was a key with the note.
There are apartments off the alleys. I would go to the back of the hospice and maybe follow the alley from there. If you find any more information, please let me know. I refuse to accept that they're all simply gone.
Okay. Yeah, well, we've cleared these guys out. I don't know why I'm going back in here instead of going around the side, but it's definitely a shortcut, obviously. Oh. door just locks itself when you get in, apparently, even though we had the key for it. That's fine. Alright, let's check out the warehouse.
What is the meaning of this? We were told that there would be no interference from the authorities.
Not with the authorities.
Oh? An errant group of do-gooders, then? You will regret this, you know. Believe it or not, we've been given dispensation to do our business here. The humans talk a great deal about how very wrong slavery is. But isn't it funny how quickly the smell of gold overcomes such ideals?
The fact that there are elves in these groups, like she is an elf, and there are elf guards, like, willingly going along with this happening to their own people. You're an elf. How can you be a part of this?
So I should feel kinship for these sheep? Don't be a fool. I am Tevinter first and a servant of the Minrathu Circle second. Those are the things that matter. But enough.
Wow.
I am here to halt your slaughter, nothing more.
Intimidate, then step aside or be my next victim. Imagine saying not so fast we don't need to fight to slavers. I'm fine to massacre them. I am but a massacring dwarf. I'd certainly like to see you try.
Let us finish this then. I intend to see you pay for the damage you've done here.
Oh yeah, the damage that we've done here. Yeah, I'm not going to intimidate them to run away. They're dead. They're dead on my watch.
A cunning trap.
Okay, Dex is occupied. Got it.
Very well.
It's a gotcha!
They're having like a waking nightmare while being asleep. It's very interesting.
As you say.
Oh no! The slaver died.
I shall do it.
Must it
Shall be done.
A bow of the golden sun. The limbs of this bow have beautiful sheen to them and are decorated with polished brass pieces that glint with reflected light, and 2 saw swords. A good number of these weapons were brought to Ferelden by Tevinter mercenaries as the spoils of the long war with the Canary. The craftsmanship is unquestionable. And that is an item as well. There is no more famous ruler in history than Cordillus Draken, the first emperor of Orlais. Few, however, know the story of his empress. Empress Aria. I want to say it in a fantasy setting because you read that and go, Aria. Empress Aria sounds like a more of a fantasy name. Was the third of Lord Montlures of Valsheven's famously unmarriageable 6 daughters. When she met young Prince Cordillus, she was the captain of her father's archers and led to the defense of Lores Castle. She was not the fairest of ladies, nor the most elegant or charming, but Aria could shoot the wings off a bumblebee at 100 paces. By all accounts, when the prince witnessed that particular feat, Draken, who was not noted for his charm or elegance, rather better known for his sword and shield, was instantly smitten. On their wedding day, Draken presented his bride with a golden bow crafted by the mages of Valvreo so that they could ride into battle and spread the light of the Maker side by side. Is there more battle? Oh, there is more battle being done. I was like, why did the game pause? Okay, there's still reinforcements in another room, but they're not coming out here to attack us yet.
I shall do it.
Look at this. Okay.
Very well. I shall do it.
Let's grab some glory!
As you say, shall we?
And there's more further in too. Okay. Okay.
As you say.
Getting that classic Dragon Age Denerim stutter right now. My favorite. Oh, I didn't even notice my inventory was full. Okay. I gotta throw some shit away. I did not even realize, but we've actually picked up a bunch of crap. We have picked up so much stuff that I need to sell. I might just restart Dragon Age real quick because it's being stuttery. Alright, much better. When the game starts to stutter, just do a quick little refresh. Charge down the hallway while they try and stick us with their arrows.
You! Our skill has won the day.
God, this is just a massacre.
Oh, that's it!
Gotta love their enthusiasm that they think that they can win.
Wipe them out! Excellent! Not be defeated.
Oh, I don't even have any lyrium dust in my inventory? God damn. What else can I throw away? Just gonna start destroying stuff. Destroy one thing at a time. Destroy one thing to replace another thing. Okay. Yeah.
I am Caladrius.
Caladrius.
And you, I assume, must be the Grey Warden I've heard so much about.
Caladrius. You've heard of me.
One can hardly get a word out of the Regent besides Warden these days. It's surpassed even gold in popularity.
How do you know Logan?
Yes, you would be curious about that, wouldn't you? I've heard that you're trying to erode Logain's support. It must be a difficult task, yes, like washing away a mountain. Perhaps you could use some help.
How could you help exactly?
Truth be told, there was always a limit to how long we were going to be able to operate here. We've paid for many of Logain's troops, but once the Landsmeet is done, we become inconvenient. So, here is my offer. 100 sovereigns from you for a letter with the seal of the Terran of Guaren upon it, implicating him in all of this. Then, we leave a few days earlier than planned with our profits and remaining slaves unharmed.
'Tis a reasonable enough starting offer.
I feel dirty. We're not considering this, are we?
So, do we have a deal? Even you must admit it's much better than resorting to barbarism, yes?
Do they already have this seal letter implicating them as a backup thing? Because I could just kill them and take it. And they have to pay 100 sovereigns. Also, we allow them to keep away with what they've already got, which I don't think I can abide by. If I accept help from you, how am I better than Logan?
You're not. Did I say you were? I'm simply hoping the world is full of pragmatists, shall we say.
I have a counter offer. Give me the letter, and I cut off your head.
Interesting.
What is it? I'll accept your deal, but you give me the letter for free. Persuade. Leave the profits and the letter. Take your slaves and go. Leave the elves and the letter. Take your money and go. You leave everything. Get out with your hides. Okay, so I have an intimidate option. Give me everything, and I'll allow them to live. We're going to try that. Because obviously we're not letting them take the slaves. But they leave everything, and then they go.
Now, that's not much of a deal, is it? Let's do this the hard way, then. Men, shall we?
All right, well. My best way to start combat in Dragon Age is the game auto-pausing and getting yelled at. Okay, well, we're going to do this the hard way then. First things first, solo paralyze Caladrius. Oh, you need to run a little further to do that. Okay, that's fine. There you go. We'll paralyze him. Dog, run in there. Do this. Give them a cheeky bit of a stun for a second, will ya? And we're going to mass paralyze this group. I'm going to attack this guy. Alistair's not really doing anything.
I am armed.
Have at it! Now we get our hands.
A blood sacrifice for power! Enough! Enough! It seems your reputation is an accurate one. I surrender.
He's in the middle of casting a spell. I suggest you come up with a new offer. Interesting. Perhaps you should be left to the mercies of these elves.
No, wait! Hear me out, kind sir. Were I to use the life force of the remaining slaves here, I could augment your physical health a great deal. Allow me to leave this place alive, and I would be more than happy to do this little service for you.
An interesting offer, if a tad messy.
Little service? He is talking of blood magic. Surely you would not consider such a thing.
Literally, it's just like, oh, I know you came here to free the slaves, but what if I used the slaves and killed them all? Grey Wardens take assistance, whatever the form? No, they do not. No, I wouldn't.
Most wise.
Then, I don't suppose you would consider just letting me go?
This man is pissing blood. No, I don't suppose I would. Ah!
Well, that is a shame, isn't it?
Oh, he gets back up and gets back into the fight. Morrigan actually disapproves. He actually fights to the last. There you go. We all just sat together. That's hilarious, dude. Alright. Well, chew on his nutsack, dog. Chew on his nutsack, then.
I am ready.
Dog, fetch balls.
Another battle, I see.
Lovely.
Somehow, if I'd been asked to guess the next person to walk through that door, I wouldn't have said it would be a dwarf. Are you one of them? What happens to us now?
Are you Valendrian? Shiani was looking for you.
Shiani? Did she send you here? Praise the Maker. We will not trespass long on your good graces. Come, everyone. Let's go home.
Nice. Valendrian. He was nearly shipped to Devinter by slavers, but was returned to the Alienage by Mapo. That he was. Now we have... Yeah. These documents authorize the removal of elves from Denerim's alienage. They bear the seal of Terran, Logain, and Mactier. So we've got the documents, right? Which is not going to look good for him. Robe of the Magister Lords. Which I need to ditch some stuff. Get rid of the... Should get rid of the chipped stuff, because the chipped crystals kind of suck. Alright. So, quest is not completed yet. Find the missing elves. You've discovered the missing elves have been sold by Caladrius. You've recovered evidence that shows that Loghain knew about it and allowed it, so it'll be useful in the Landsmeet. You bet it will. You bet it will. He's gonna regret that. So that's kind of the main, that's the main quest for this. Oh, we've got another manuscript copy, interestingly enough. Actually, I'd get rid of this stuff, because I've got a bunch of these in my chest, so I don't need these at the moment. So I think that's the alienage done, which means it seems where we stand is we have the noble support by what we've done in Alhaus estate, and we've gonna have the support of a bunch of other people, and then we can also be like, by the way, Loghain's a terrible person, everybody, and then we can be like, Queen Honora, everybody, Queen Honora. Interested while this, we have a named child here, but seemingly nothing to do about it. I guess we'll check the other homes that we haven't checked out yet.
I'm sorry if I was rude to you before. Andraste's ass, you'd think I'd learned some social grace.
Andraste's ass.
Anyway, what I mean by all this is, thank you.
Marika's tits. Okay, well... Shop open now?
Look who's here. I heard all about what you did to those Tevinters. Nice work.
Can I have a look at your wares?
Of course. Just keep it quiet.
Shop's open, baby. What you got for me? Tome of Skill and Sundry. I'll take it, which means I can now sell you some stuff, which is good. Because I need to empty out my inventory. Alright. Sold all of my stuff. We've bought the Staff of the Ephemeral Order to give that to Wynn, and we have bought ourselves the Tome of Skill and Sundry as well. So let's upgrade Wynn's gear. So you no longer have a piece of wood. I mean, it's definitely done you well, but you can upgrade now to something else. There we go. A shinier piece of wood instead. Now, Skill and Sundry... 1 point to spend on a skill. I think we should use it on Wynn as well, I reckon. Oh no, it's these, isn't it? It's a skill, not a talent. Oh well. Give you some more herbalism. That's kind of a waste. I should have just given it to someone who had more nature resistance. The talent books are where it's at, baby. Talent books are where it's at. Elf.
As you say.
Okay. Now I guess what I'll do is we'll take a look in the couple of houses that we haven't gone into yet, just to finish up the alienage. So we haven't gone into Valendrian's house. I guess he'll be in here now, right? Yep. My, how hospitable you are. Thank you so much for letting me have a look inside of your house before I talk to you. Haha, let me just open these up. Perfect. Thank you so much, Valendrian.
Ah, it's you. Welcome. Please come in. Tell me, how is Duncan?
You know Duncan?
He's been a friend of mine for many years, yes. From the look on your face, I take it the news is bad.
Yeah. He died at Ostagar?
I am sorry to hear that. I knew that the Warden suffered great losses at Ostagar, but a few escaped. I had hoped Duncan might be one of them.
What will you do about the plague now?
We've been through outbreaks of pestilence during the war with Orlais. We'll endure. I doubt very much now that the Tevinter intervention would have helped us anyway.
How did you know Duncan?
He came here now and then to look for potential recruits. Perhaps that seems strange to you, but Duncan was a man who knew that talent could emerge in the most unlikely places.
I should go.
Please, take this. Duncan gave it to me years ago. I suspect you'll put it to better use than I would.
Gift of the Grey. A gift from Duncan of the Grey Wardens to the Harren of Denerim's Alienage. This fine blade is extremely light for its size. Cool. A fancy dagger. 2 slots, however. Cool, though. Thank you. I'm assuming that one of the elf origins would be Duncan coming to this place, then. So that's a cool little tie-in. And let's check Syrian's house now. Okay, Saurus.
I can't believe you did all that for us. An outsider, even. Thank you.
Okay, so it's just this guy in here. Wonderful. All right, well, that's the Elven Alienage done, which means Landsmeet time. For real this time, I think. As far as I'm aware, I think we've done the stuff, so we can go back to Alienage and be like, we did stuff, and now we can really make him not look very good and make Anora the queen. That seems to be the way. Large warehouse at the edge of the Alienage district. Oh. Is that where that's where we just were? Just haven't seen it on the map like that before. Is that where we just were? What's this? Oh, it is. Oh, I've had a... Oh. Oh, that's weird. Oh, and then if you go back here, it takes you to the city map. How strange. Okay, cool. I think I got some stuff to turn in at the market district real quick. Quest related thing. Yeah, Mages Collective and the Chanter. Alright, the Isle of Redcliffe's estate. Honey, we're home. So if we have a look... we will just pretty much be good to go. We'll just talk to Eamon and be like, I think we're good, mate. It's time to throw Logan in the trash.
Excuse me, I have to dust the Isle's sitting room.
It is really interesting that we keep getting singular options to talk to Nigella. Just like, she talked to her once, then she disappears, talk to her again, she disappears. Just like one and done dialogue options with her. Are you from Denerim?
No, I'm from Redcliffe. Lady Isolde brought me here to be her chamber.
I've already asked her this, I think.
I've family here, though. I beg your pardon, sir.
Yeah.
But I really can't be seen standing about. The housekeeper will have my head. Good day.
Good day. Good day to you. Okay, Alienage. So, we're gonna, do our stuff to Logan, but we're gonna support Anora in her little ambitious quest, and not Alistair, who's got his back to us now.
Ah, there you are. I was about to send out a search party.
Okay.
I've been hearing of a great commotion in the Alienage. What exactly happened there?
Logan was collaborating with a Tevinter slaver.
Make her forgive me. I should be appalled that such a thing could exist here. But I'm overjoyed you can implicate Logan. We must end the civil war quickly. What the Blight does not corrupt in this land, politics surely will. The last of our allies have arrived in the city. We cannot delay any longer. I will call for the Landsmeet to convene. Bring Alistair and join me at the palace as soon as you are ready, Warden.
Oh, about that, Eamon. About that. Alistair doesn't wish to be king. Okay. The Landsmeet has been called. Eamon has gone to the Landsmeet chambers. You should meet him there as soon as you can.
I hope Eamon doesn't expect me to give a speech. Maker, he probably does, doesn't he? Oh.
Good luck to you in the Landsmeet.
Okay.
If one more servant, your desire.
Okay, so some characters still have their dialogue trees.
This is not as What is your wish, Kadan?
Okay.
As you wish.
Okay. Alright. So some still have dialogue. Others, like Alistair, is just like, no. He barks happily, wagging his tail. I guess in that regard, we should just go.
This is a nice estate, isn't it?
Yes.
What's on your mind? It is no trouble.
It is no trouble. Okay, let us leave then. Oh, Alistair is locked into being in my party. Okay. Look, for Landsmeet purposes, bringing our crew in, I think I will rock with this crew. Ogren, Sten, Zev, Shale, they don't really have a stake. Wynn has, like, they just kind of like, I don't know. It feels like Wynn would have some more of a reason for being, you know, here, and Liliana to an extent, I think. Maybe Zev to an extent. I don't know. That's me coming up with some sort of excuse just to be like, I want this to be my party. This is my crew. This is my crew. And we spell wisping in preparation, aren't we?
Things are coming to a head fairly quickly, aren't they? Are you ready?
I hope so. We need to overthrow Loghain.
I'm not talking just about Loghain, but about the Blight, the Archdemon. You will have to face him, the last Grey Wardens in Ferelden. So much is expected from you. It hardly seems fair, either to you or to Alistair. I look at you sometimes and you are so young. You face death every day. You know you are unlikely to live long. Does it frighten you?
I will live a long and prosperous dwarven life at Morrigan's side. I fear only an ignominious death. I've never heard that word before in my life, so I'm going to look that up real quick. I'm going to say some sort of like boring death or something. Ignominious. Deserving or causing public disgrace or shame. Yeah, some sort of like just not even a glorious death. I fear only an ignominious death.
No, a quiet death is not for you. Your passing will be glorious. You will blaze like a falling star, lighting up the night sky.
Exactly.
The first blight in 400 years, and here you are, the fulcrum on which it all turns. Whatever happens, you will become legend. And if we should prevail, even if you die, you will live on in the memories of those you sacrificed everything for.
You're projecting, Wynn. You're the one who's going to die. They will not remember. That's all I could ask for.
And perhaps one day they will.
I will become legend in my Destiny game.
You did. Every new day that they see will be because of you, and nothing in this world will ever make that untrue.
Nice. I will do what I have to do because it is my duty.
A Grey Warden through and through, selfless to the last.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I'm so selfless.
To have served with you.
I am but a selfless dwarf, and I have never once been a greedy dwarf.
Your desire?
Your desire?
I hope Eamon doesn't expect me to give a speech.
No more dialogue with Alistair. He just, interesting. I guess we go to the city map, and I guess we go to the city map, and we can start moving into the new locations now that we haven't been to yet. In that case, maybe Slim Coldry, our little thief, will pop up after the Landsmeet has convened, I assume. Let us save the game here. Yes, we can go to the Royal Palace, yeah, because we still haven't been able to go here yet. I wonder what's going to be the circumstances for us to go to the fort. To the Royal Palace we go. Will there be any hiccups on the way, or will it be a smooth journey? Let's have a look. Smooth journey it is. Landsmeet chamber. Okay, time for shit to go down.
My lords and ladies of the Landsmeet, Tyrn Loghain would have us give up our freedoms, our traditions, out of fear. He placed us on this path, yet we should place our destiny in his hands? Must we sacrifice everything good about our nation to save it?
Let the man speak.
A fine performance, Aemon.
How to sound so villainous.
Taken in by it. You would attempt to put a puppet on the throne, and every soul here knows it. The better question is who will pull the strings. Ah! Here we have the puppeteer.
How to sound like a villain to everyone in the room, 101.
Tell us, Warden. How will the Orlesians take our nation from us? Will they deign to send their troops, or simply issue their commands through this would-be prince? Where is the famous steadfastness of the dwarves? How much did it cost the Empress to buy your loyalty?
Goo Goo Gaga? You talking crazy? What are you even talking about? You're distracting from the issue. You and your knights with titties. You are distracting me with breastplates. Why must you do this? And why must female armor be so different from males? Loghain? Loghain's the misogynist here. Kill him! I'm not the one who betrayed Ferelden.
Some of us are curious, Loghain, about precisely what happened at Ostagar.
So, one of Kaelin's killers would dare speak of betrayal. You led our king to his death with your grandiose tales of griffins flying into battle.
I was preoccupied delivering a death blow to an ogre, by the way. And we gave you a signal, and I believe you put your tail between your legs, pissed your panties, and left. Oh, here we go. We've got a bunch of things we can do. You sold Ferelden citizens into slavery to fund your war.
What's this? There is no slavery in Ferelden. Explain yourself. There is no saving the alienage. Damage from the riots has yet to be repaired. There are bodies still rotting in their homes. It is not a place I would send my worst enemy. There is no chance of holding it if the Blight comes here. Despite what you may think, Warden, I have done my duty. Whatever my regrets may be for the elves, I have done what was needed for the good of Ferelden.
Why are we shouting? I'm right in front of you. Oh. So there's a persuade that says then you should be supporting Marek's son, but the problem is I think we don't want to take that option because we're supporting Queen Honora, which is his daughter, which complicates things. Was sending an apostate to poison Aemon your duty as well?
I assure you, Warden, if I were going to send someone, it would be my own soldiers. I would not trust to the discretion of an apostate.
Indeed, my brother tells a very different tale. He says you snatched a blood mage from the Chantry's justice. Coincidence?
Do not think the Chantry will overlook this, Terran Loghain. Interference in a Templar's sacred duties is an offense against the Maker.
Whatever I have done, I will answer for later.
Oh yeah, I'll answer for it later.
At the moment, however, I wish to know what this warden has done with my daughter.
I will marry her, and I will be Dwarven King. Oh, I have teleported to a different position now to keep you off your guard. Ha! We're discussing your crimes here.
You took my daughter, our queen, by force, killing her guards in the process. What arts have you employed to keep her? Does she even still live?
I believe I can speak for myself. Lords and ladies of Ferelden, hear me. My father is no longer the man you know. This man is not the hero of Riverdane. This man turned his troops aside and refused to protect your king as he fought bravely against the Darkspawn. This man seized Kaelin's throne before his body was cold and locked me away so I could not reveal his treachery. I would have already been killed, if not for this Grey Warden.
Woo! The Queen speaks the truth.
So, the Warden's influence has poisoned even your mind, Enora. I wanted to protect you from this.
He's lied so hard he believes his own lies.
Ladies, our land has been threatened before. It's been invaded and lost and won times beyond counting. We Fereldans have proven that we will never truly be conquered so long as we are united. We must not let ourselves be divided now. Stand with me, and we shall defeat even the Blight itself!
The Warden. I'm with the Warden. Southreach stands with the Grey Wardens.
The Warden helped me personally in a family matter.
Waking Sea stands with the Grey Warden.
Dragon's Peak supports the Warden! Western Hills is with you, Loghain. Make her help us.
I stand by Loghain. We've no hope of victory otherwise.
I stand with the Warden. The Blight is coming. We need the Grey Wardens.
Ooh, that's a majority win. Democracy manifest. A succulent Chinese meal. We've won. The Landsmeet is against you, Loghain. Step down gracefully. Watch him. He's going to attack me out of madness now. He's like, I know.
Traitors! Which of you stood against the Orlesian Emperor when his troops flattened your fields and raped your wives? You fought with us once, Eamon. You cared about this land once. Before you got too old and fat and content to even see what you risk.
Bruh.
None of you deserve a say in what happens here. None of you have spilled blood for this land the way I have. How dare you judge me?
He'd be putting his heart and soul into this performance. What a drama queen. Call off your men and we'll settle this honorably.
Then, let us end this. I suppose we both knew it would come to this.
When we first met at Ostagar, I would never have thought so, but Ostagar seems like it happened in another lifetime to someone else. A man is made by the quality of his enemies. Marek told me that once. I wonder if it's more a compliment to you or me.
Enough. Let the Landsmeet declare the terms of the duel.
It shall be fought according to tradition. A test of arms, in single combat until one party yields. And we, who are assembled, will abide by the outcome.
Will you face me yourself, or have you a champion?
I will castrate you personally, Loghain. Alistair is my champion? Yeah, sure. Kill the would-be king. Oh, this is funny. My Mabari, so my dog. My dog has entered combat. I'll fight this duel myself, punk ass. I'm gonna shove my daggers, one down your pee hole, the other through your asshole. Let's go.
It is you or me the men will follow. So, let us fight for it.
Prepare yourself.
I'm prepared, son. Oh, the drums in my ears louder than any drums before. Goddamn. Hello. I am but a humble dwarf. Look at those thighs. I'm gonna crush your head between them, baby, like a watermelon. Draw. Not even gonna wield your shield, son? You're gonna need it. There it is. Alright, let's go. Okay, 1v1 combat against Loghain. Alright. Alright. Hey-ya! 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 Ah! Yeah! And paralyzed! Ah! You're paralyzed, you fucking fucking stupid idiot! You got paralyzed. Let's go.
Shall be done.
Oh my god.
Wonderful!
He didn't even lay a finger on me.
I thought you were like Kalen, a child wanting to play at war. I was wrong. There's a strength in you that I have not seen anywhere since Marek died.
Oh, yes. I am but a strong dwarf. Dude, that man never stood a chance. The paralyzed came at the perfect time. Ah. You'll die for what you've done, and I accept your surrender. Look, Honora wishes for him to live. I don't see what good it will do, but maybe a stinky little prison cell will do you some good. I accept your surrender, because then I get to gloat for the years to come in your face, Logain.
I didn't just hear you say that. You're going to let him live? After everything he's done? Kill him already!
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Batean is a warrior and general of renown. Let him be of use. Let him go through the joining.
Sorry, what? Force him to be a Grey Warden? What the hell? Let's make him drink Darkspawn taint. Oh, it's a initiation ritual. We're like, you know, you start a new job and you're like, huh, have this like little jalapeno shot. It'll be great. Tequila with jalapeno juice. You'll be fine. And then, oops, you're a Grey Warden now. Why?
There are 3 of us in all of Ferelden, and there are compelling reasons to have as many wardens on hand as possible to deal with the Archdemon.
The joining itself is often fatal, is it not? If he survives, you gain a general. If not, you have your revenge. Doesn't that satisfy you?
Absolutely not! Riordan, this man abandoned our brothers and then blamed us for the deed. He hunted us down like animals. He tortured you! How can we simply forget that?
Oh, Alistair bringing the A-game on that dialogue. That struck a chord in my very heart, it did. How is this man not our king? Ooh, shivers down my spine with that delivery. God damn, Alistair. This man says he doesn't want to be king. What the hell? Okay, so Logain has to die for his crimes. Riordan has a point. We should put him through the joining. Well, I'm kind of curious, but I think it's stupid. Like, we go through all of this, and then we go, yes, force him to drink the Darkspawn taint. Chug, chug, chug. And then if he survives, he is forced to join our side as a Grey Warden. And then if he doesn't, he dies anyway. Alistair is not happy about it, though. I don't like disappointing my boy. This is a really strange, out of left field decision. I'm not sure why the game is just like, make him a Grey Warden now. That's kind of bizarre. Okay. I'm curious. Riordan has a point. We should put him through the joining.
Joining the Wardens is an honor, not a punishment. Name him a Warden and you cheapen us all. I will not stand next to him as a brother. I won't.
Wow. There really isn't like a persuasion option to be like, Alistair, my boy, you'll be fine. I don't know if I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do this. If it's Logain or Alistair as a Grey Warden, I don't think I can do it. Like, he's big mad. He is big mad. So that's it? You or him?
He's being childish. How many generals do you think Ferelden has? We can't afford to lose any of them to Alistair's tantrums if we want to survive the Blight.
Oh, but we can afford to lose a king? And the entire army that was abandoned at Ostagar? Whose tantrums cost us all that, I wonder? I didn't want to be king. I still don't. But If that's what it takes to see Loghain get justice, then I'll do it. I'll take the crown.
Listen to this. Can you see how disastrous a king he'd be? Putting his own selfish desires above the needs of his country? You can't seriously support him.
Wow. 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 Oh, we're just having like big decision after big decision just thrown on us right now. We said that we would be supporting, we said that we would be supporting Anora. And I think that that might be the right choice. I stand by Alistair. He'll be the new king. You're right, Anora. Take the crown or persuade. I thought maybe the two of you could marry. Okay. This isn't good. I should have just killed Loghain, because now look at what I've done. You're right, Anora. Take the crown. Can we not put Loghain through the joining so we can have Alistair not have like a hissy fit and leave?
You're siding with her? How could you do this to me? You, of all people.
You didn't want to be the king. I thought you hated the idea of being king.
What is wrong with you? I thought we were friends. Now you're siding with a man who killed Duncan.
It's not true.
Isn't it? I don't know. I'm not sure I know what's true anymore. All I know is I can't let this pass. Not and still live with myself. I guess I don't have any choice, do I? I'm leaving.
I'm afraid it's not so simple as that, Alistair.
You already got what you wanted. Your murdering father gets a place amongst the Grey Wardens. What else could you want from me?
Your life, unfortunately. So long as you live, rebellions can be raised in your name. Our land cannot endure another civil war. I must call for your execution.
What the fuck? What is happening at this Landsmeet, dude? Okay, well, if Alistair's gonna die, then I don't want you to be queen. This is like, this game is like, hey, would you like Loghain to be a Grey Warden? If it fails, he dies, but if it doesn't, you gain a general. I'm kind of curious, we'll try that. Alistair then goes, no, I will leave if you do that. Like, fuck you guys. And then we're like, okay, hold on. You don't even want to be king, so we'll make Anora be king. Alistair goes, no, I want to be king now. And then Anora goes, sorry, mate, you've got to die. And it's just like, excuse me? What do you mean it's about time? Oh my dear Lord, this isn't how I wanted things to go at all. Look, here's the very clear chain of command and the chain of decision making. Do I want Alistair to live? Yes. Do I want Alistair to be king? No, and neither does he. Does Anora want to be queen? Yes. Does Anora being queen mean that Alistair has to die? Apparently. So do I want Alistair to be king so he can live? Yes. Do I want Loghain to live? I don't really care. Do I want Loghain to be a Grey Warden? Weird, but I'm curious. But like, at the end of the day, I need Alistair to be okay. He's top of the decision tree here. This is all very overwhelming, team. You owe me a boon. Let him go, Anora.
This is what you would ask? Very well. Though I think it a mistake. Alistair, you may leave on condition that you swear before this Landsmeet that you renounce all claim to the throne for yourself and all your heirs.
That's what it'll take, huh? Fine. I don't want anything to do with this place or any of you people. Ever. I swear it. Time for me to go. Good luck. You'll need it if he actually survives the joining.
How is there not a option to like recount, like reconsider? Like there should be an option where it's like, if you make him a Grey Warden, I'll leave. And then I'll go, all right, cool. Then I won't. Like, why isn't, like, realistically, I would say that to him. If he was like, I'll leave. And I'll be like, it doesn't have to be that way, bro. We'll kill him right now. I'll leave. I'll let you put the blade between his eyes. You don't have to leave.
You heard Honora. I do, or I get to join Duncan. Nice, huh? Have fun ending the Blight. Or whatever. I guess you made your decision, right? So goodbye.
What in the world?
And now, lords and ladies of Ferelden, there is still a Blight to defeat, and armies to gather. And I appoint this man to lead us in both. We will not allow this land be further threatened by the Archdemon. Gather your forces, and await the Warden's command. On the morrow, we shall begin our struggle against the greatest threat Ferelden has ever faced. And we shall triumph over it, for we are Ferelden.
I'm restarting. I'm restarting. That's not the outcome I wanted.
You are called upon to submit yourself to the Taint for the greater good. From this moment forth, you are a Grey Warden.
All right, let's see this outcome.
Understand.
Let's see this outcome, but I am restarting. This is the alternate outcome. This is if I fucked it up, which I did. Because I'm not doing this. I don't want this. You're gonna be kidding me. He survives and then replaces Alistair?
My father lives, and for good or ill, he is now a Grey Warden. Thank you for giving him the opportunity to undergo the ritual. It couldn't have been easy.
We're in an alternate timeline. I've accidentally traveled into the darkest timeline. We're not here right now. We're currently visiting the alternate timeline if I made all of the mistakes possible. So I'm here for now, but I'm leaving. I'm fucking leaving. Making Loghain a Grey Warden forces Alistair out by either execution or just exile. And then we just get Loghain to replace him. That's not good at all. That's not what I want. And the really annoying part is when you even tempt or play with the idea of Loghain doing the joining, you don't get to retract that decision. You don't get to be like, you know what, guys, that's a bad idea. What should happen is the game should put those options before you, and then you should make a final choice. But for some reason, the game says, here, you can make this choice. And then if you say a particular thing, you can never go back on that choice because now you're at another choice. Who do you want to be king or queen? And then that choice from there is the way to seal the deal. We make Alistair king, and then he kills Loghain. Oh my god. So there's no way to have Loghain live, Alistair stay with you, and Honora be queen then. Someone's got to die. Okay. He has a lot to redeem himself for.
He does indeed. Arl Eamon has left for Redcliffe, and tells me that our armies have almost fully gathered there. I will be heading there myself. Bring your companions, and join us at Redcliffe Castle as soon as you are able. You have united for Elden Warden. Now we face the Blight.
So, I'm not one to restart and go back on my decisions that I make a lot of the time, because I commit to the choices that I make. The only times in these BioWare RPGs that I've ever restarted is when I have misunderstood what is happening, or I have made a mistake that I didn't actually want to happen. Like, there's options that I would like to pursue to have a different outcome, and I've just gone too far in a dialogue tree to recount it. So there are rare exceptions where I will restart when I don't like the path that I've gone down. There are a lot of times where I'll be like, oh, okay, I actively chose and did this because I wanted this, so I'll live with my consequences, and that happens a lot. But in moments like this where I'm like, no, I didn't want any of that. No, thank you. Like, everything would have been fine if that goddamn Riordan guy didn't show up and he's like, guys, make him drink Darkspawn Taint. Like, if he didn't show up, everything would have gone how I wanted it to go. So, fuck that guy. That Grey Warden sucks, apparently. So we will be restarting at the beginning of the Landsmeet, because I don't want that. So that was an alternate outcome. We were in an alternate timeline. Push that into the back of your mind. That's apparently what happens if you try to get Loghain to survive. Recruiter, apparently. Let's have a look. Codex updated. Let's read these before we leave, right? So, Jesus. Unable to accept the decision, Alistair left and has not been seen since. to spare Logain's life. Alistair is fascinated by magic. Oh, that's separate. Okay, great. Queen Honora. Logain's support was eroded. The bands fell in line behind Eamon and Maypo. Logain, however, would not accept defeat easily. It appeared that fighting would erupt, but the conflict was ultimately settled with a duel instead, in keeping with the long tradition of the Landsmeet. In the end, Honora was granted the throne, and Alistair walked out of the Landsmeet chamber, never to be seen again. With the question of succession settled, Eamon returned to Redcliffe to prepare the castle's defences for the encroaching blight. Logain was defeated in single combat and sentenced to undertake the joining. He survived and rejoined the fight for Ferelden as a Grey Warden. What the hell? So Logain replaces Alistair in our party. Like, what the fuck? Alright, hold on one second. So I've made a manual save. I'm now going to load this save because it's a precious save. This is the prime timeline right here. This is the prime timeline. So we're going to make a new save. Prime timeline save, so we don't lose it. And this is us fucking around in the Dragon Age multiverse when we're in a different timeline where we messed everything up because we're stupid. They genuinely just should have been an option then went, oh, okay, well, wait. Hold your horses, everyone. Where was that dialogue option? Where's my, whoa. Hold your horses, everyone. Pretend that I didn't say anything, you know? God damn. Let's continue just for a brief moment just to see what this is like, because this is strange.
Let's not spend more time here than we must.
Okay. Yo, what the hell? This was a gift commissioned by King Marek to bestow upon his friend on the day he named him Tarn of Gwaran. Borders yet to be. An optimistic, some might say fanciful map in a belt case, with the borders of Ferelden adjusted to represent Logain's machinations. Whether he regards it as unfinished or folly is not forthcoming. Armor of the River Dane. The Battle of River Dane in the 99th year of the Blessed Age was fought against a superior force of Orlesian chevaliers, ambushed by Ferelden rebels as they attempted a crossing of the River Dane. Logain led that battle and victoriously stripped the enchanted armor from the dead chevalier commander as a prize. The sight of Logain wearing this armor became synonymous with Ferelden's defiance of imperial rule. Big dumb. And we've lost all of what Alistair was wielding, I assume, as well. So Logain chills in there. I don't even get a dialogue tree with him. What if I leave this place and put him in my party? I cannot believe that Logain is a party member. That's the weirdest out of left field thing this game could throw at you, I think. Oh, it's weird having you stand there.
Yes.
Yes.
Maker's breath.
Maker's breath.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, mate. Oh, actually, there's dialogue that can happen right outside here, is there not? I think. Be interesting to see his companion dialogue with people. That would be really strange.
Did you want something?
Well, yeah. We've got dialogue now. This is weird. Why do you hate Orlais so much?
Hate doesn't describe it. I've seen painted, masked lords beat an old farmer to death with riding crops. To this day, I don't know why. Is that hate? I saw good, sensible men fight armored chevaliers with nothing. No weapons, no armies, not even hope of success to see the occupation end. Is that hate?
Maybe it isn't hate, but it isn't right either.
Nothing about war is right. It's a force of nature, like rain, or wind, or faith. It simply exists, and we deal with its consequences.
That's your excuse? It's just something that happens?
Why did we fight Orlais, do you know? We fought them because they came here, plain and simple. And why did they attack us? Because we were here. Tell me again that war is something we bring upon ourselves. In any case, there's no use discussing this. We have much work left to do.
Okay. I wanted to ask you something first.
Very well, then.
How well did you know King Marek?
He was my friend. If he'd wanted to conquer the Fade, I would have led the charge.
What made Marek such a great king?
There are men who inspire such devotion that everyone around would lay down their lives for him. And there are men who would come and go from this world, and no one notes it. What makes them so? Your guess is as good as mine. Marek was remarkable. That's all I can say of him.
How did you meet him?
I was hunting, well, poaching, to be entirely honest, when a boy my own age came stumbling out of the woods. He was so dirty, you'd have thought he'd been dug up out of the ground.
What happened then?
He was bloody, exhausted, and obviously being hunted. I offered to take him to my father's camp.
That's it? That's the whole story?
I know a bard would make it out to be better, but it isn't a story to me. I lived it. There were no heroes or villains, no great deeds, no endings, happy or otherwise. But I've rattled on for too long already. We should get moving.
Why didn't he acknowledge Alistair?
He nearly did. Marek was never one to avoid his duty, and given his preference, he would have acknowledged his son no matter the circumstance. But he had more than his honor to think of. It would have ruined Rowan, after all. She'd be reduced to a concubine in the eyes of our neighbors, and put Kaelin's status as heir in question. So Marek made the hard choice. Eamon offered to raise the boy, and that was that.
That's it? Honor and politics and no concern for Alistair? He was a bastard.
What do you think would have become of Alistair if Marek had claimed him? He would have been the bastard prince and a continual reminder to Rowan of Marek's infidelity. At least with Eamon, Alistair had a childhood. But we've been idle long enough. We should get moving. Very well, then.
What would you have done if you'd won?
I suppose that depends on how much of the kingdom was left by then. Once the border was secure, the army would have regrouped to push back the Darkspawn in the south.
How could you afford to divide our forces?
We couldn't, especially after Ostagar. It wasn't an ideal plan, but it seemed necessary at the time. In any case, there's no use discussing this.
It's in the past. It's in the past.
Very well, then.
Were you really going to kill Honora?
Honora always did have a flair for the dramatic. She could have been a bard.
You didn't answer my question.
It's a foolish question. I'm sure you think me capable of every sort of evil, but Honora is my only child.
So I broke into the royal palace for nothing?
Well, I'm sure having you come to her rescue gave Honora no small amount of pleasure. But enough about Honora. We ought to get moving.
Okay.
Of course.
So, Logan disapproves. So he does have approval. He does have approval, which means he has gifts. There are gifts to give this man. Does he have a companion quest? Does he have more dialogue if I make him, like, approve of me? It's so weird to even think about. Like, it's so weird to even think about. Like, what the hell? Oh, look, Slim Coldry does indeed return. We'll be doing that when we return to the Prime timeline. When we return to our Prime timeline, because we're still in the alternate timeline. None of this is actually happening. This is a parallel universe where Logain joins our party for some ridiculous reason. Ridiculous reason. We can't go to the party camp. You cannot travel at this time. Why not? I can't even travel to Redcliffe. The hell? You've gathered your allies, head to Redcliffe where your army assembles. Okay, so why can we not leave? We can go everywhere. Or do we have to leave from the Redcliffe's estate? We can't leave from... Oh, now I can leave. Okay, back to the party camp. How dare you stand where he stood? God damn.
I passed your test. Fate has a twisted sense of humor, it seems. I suppose you think I'm some sort of monster. More so since I survived your ritual. You keep striking at me, and I just refuse to die decently.
I was hoping you'd die in the joining. If I despise you, it's because you deserve it.
Ah, now there's the venom I expected. Well, is that it? Surely you've more to say to me than that. Swear at me in Dwarven if you run out of common epithets. I assure you, I'll be just as wounded even when I don't know what you're saying.
You're awfully smug for a failure.
Oh, now that actually struck a glancing blow. Good work. And now what? Am I to be some trophy of your victory? The defeated enemy you drag about on a leash wherever you go? Or have you some worse fate in mind for me?
You cost me Alistair, you know.
Yes, well, you can thank me for that later. I don't know what concession you want from me, Warden. I expect my word will not satisfy you.
Riordan's like, guys, we need more Grey Wardens. Let's get Logain in on the gang. Alistair leaves. Now we have the same amount of Grey Wardens, except one that sucks. I need to know I can trust you.
Nothing I can say will prove that. Either I will be worthy of trust, or I won't. I think it's time we got to the point here. What do you want from me? My execution was all but arranged. If you'd wanted me dead, you could have had your wish at the Landsmeet. I assume, then, that you have something else in mind.
I was granting you mercy. I didn't actually want you.
Mercy is a strange creature. They say the sword that struck Andraste was mercy. Your mercy is to leave me in the fire.
True.
I'm no Chantry scholar. I don't know which is the cruel fate and which is the kind one. Despite what we each wanted, we're both here now facing the same enemy, and we can be of use to one another, however little we may enjoy that fact.
You're gonna have to prove your worth here.
I never doubted that. We should speak no more of this at present. Time's wasting.
Imagine getting a... I don't care. Imagine getting a new companion this late into the game that replaces another one.
You and your friends are formidable.
You got any gifts that I could buy just to max out this dude's approval while we're in the alternate timeline? Where your gifts at? What's he got in here? What would you like, sir? An Orlesian mask? You love the... Huh. I thought he hated the Orlesians. Oh, it's one that he wouldn't like because of the ugly boots. Right, I get it. Ha! I was like, yeah, okay, that would be one that he doesn't like. Alistair, genealogy of the kings of Ferelden with a Y. Zevran and Tevan Brandy. Surely it's safe for us to look at all of these now, right? Because of, like, how far we are in the game. Oh, I would have thought King Marek's shield would be an Alistair gift. 2 dogs rampant mark the shield for the House of Thayer and it bears scars from many battles. That's for Logain. Okay. Is there anything else for Logain in here? Give him the Alistair doll? Of course. It looks like it's just the one. And then I think if you do just like gifts like Thoughtful Gift and Sugar Cake and stuff, like that'll increase the approval as well, right? Alternate timeline, let's go. All right, let's see what happens. We're gonna give you, how much approval do you get on just a Sugar Cake?
Thanks.
5.
Thanks. Thanks. Thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks. Thanks.
Alright, he's now warm, guys.
Thanks.
Logain is now a warm boy. Codex updated. I passed your test. Fate has a twisted sense of humor, it seems. So, let's have a look. Logain has defined himself by the borders he seeks to maintain and expand. He's ever the tactician and likes poring over maps, both ancient and modern. Oh, those maps that we have are good for him. Okay.
I suppose I shouldn't be surprised at your success. You beat me. Perhaps you can do this after all.
What does that mean?
Nothing. Don't mind me. Do you want something? I suppose I have a moment.
Do you think Honora will make a good queen?
Honora is a good queen. She has been for 5 years now.
But Kaelin was king then. She can't take all the credit. So you're not at all concerned about leaving her all alone?
I am a bit, but she'll do well. I have to say that anyway, for if word gets back to her that I said otherwise, she'll be furious. In all seriousness, Honora is formidable. You should know that by now.
But will she be good for Ferelden?
I'm not a seer. If I could predict the future, I wouldn't be here now. Honora is strong enough to endure. She may make a few mistakes along the way, but she'll survive them. But this isn't the time to discuss such things. By all means.
What was Honora like as a child?
So far as anyone could tell, she was the undisputed monarch of the whole world. She'd fall, skin her knees, and command them to stop stinging. It may have worked, too.
She sounds like a terror.
I suppose she was. It's the peculiar joy of parents to be terrorized by their children, however. If you're expecting some particular insight into my daughter's character, I'm afraid I'm probably not the best source. I'm hardly impartial.
Oh, no one alive knows her better than you.
You think so? I'm not certain of that myself. But this is not really the time or place to discuss my daughter. We have work to do. Of course.
Okay. What's approval at? 54?
Thanks.
I guess we can keep doing this.
Thanks.
Just to get, like, approval that isn't, like, busting it all the way up to the top and skipping dialogue. So, friendly? He's friendly now.
Do you want something? I suppose I have a moment.
Never mind.
Of course.
I don't know if he has a companion quest. Nothing in dialogue, it seems. We're going to take him out in the field real quick.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Let's just take him to a location. And see what happens. Let's not go to Redcliffe, though. There might be like a cutscene that takes place on the road, similar to like everybody else, and he might have like a cutscene or a companion quest. Nope, just old Tegrin. Good old Tegrin. Yeah, it seems a bit too late into the game for there to be a companion quest, you know? Definitely doesn't feel right. It does feel weird having him with us.
Do you want something? I suppose I have a moment. Of course.
Of course. A little bit of dialogue, at the very least. A little bit of dialogue. Let's just max it out now. Bing bong.
I'm surprised.
100.
Do you want something? I suppose I have a moment.
No.
Of course.
He does get a little bit warm with you. And there is some more dialogue. There we go. That is as much as we are going to explore the alternate timeline of Loghain becoming our companion and Alistair leaving. Which means the options we have is Alistair becomes king and Loghain dies. Loghain dies and we support Honora, and Alistair doesn't become king, but he stays with us. I think those must be the two options then. And if there is an option where Loghain lives, Alistair does not stick around for that. So let's just do exactly what we just did, except make sure that Alistair doesn't leave, because that is the worst outcome. You'll die for what you've done, Loghain. The good ending.
Wait, there is another option.
No, there is not. His face.
General of renown. Let him be of use. Let him go through the joining.
No, that's crazy.
There are too few of us. It's not a matter of what we like, it's a matter of what we must do. Our duty is to slay the Archdemon. We aren't judges. Kinslayers, blood mages, traitors, rebels, Carter thugs, common bandits. Anyone with the skill and the mettle to take up the sword against the Darkspawn is welcome among us. There are 3 of us in all of Ferelden, and there are compelling reasons to have as many wardens on hand as possible to deal with the Archdemon.
The joining itself is often fatal, is it not? If he survives, you gain a general. If not, you have your revenge. Doesn't that satisfy you?
Absolutely not! Riordan, this man abandoned our brothers and then blamed us for the deed. He hunted us down like animals. He tortured you! How can we simply forget that?
Exactly, man. Alistair just coming out with the facts. No, Loghain has to die for his crimes.
You can't do this. My father may have been wrong, but he is still a hero to the people.
Honora. Hush. It's over.
Stop treating me like a child. This is serious.
Daughters never grow up, Honora. They remain 6 years old with pigtails and skinned knees forever.
Father.
Just make it quick, Warden. I can face the Maker knowing that Ferelden is in your hands.
Alistair, you should be the one to do this.
I will. I owe that to Duncan.
Yo. No fucking shot.
Alistair will take his father's throne.
Oh.
No! When did this get decided? Nobody's decided that. Have they?
He refuses the throne. Everyone here has heard him. I think it's clear then. He abdicates in favor of me.
I hardly think you're the appropriate person to mediate this, Honora. Warden, will you help us?
Oh, man. Okay. She cleans up real quick, by the way. She must have asked my dog to lick her clean, because, goddamn. Alistair with the cleanest, like, decapitation right in the middle there. Like, not even getting him into on his knees. Just straight up swiping across it, covering Honora in her father's blood. That's so brutal. Love it. Oh, that's incredible. So I can settle this. I need to talk to Alistair first, or I want to speak with Honora first. We're going to support Honora. Alistair doesn't want to be king. He only wanted to be king to kill Loghain, which is hilarious. Yes, I can settle this. I am but a settling dwarf.
As the arbiter of this dispute, what is your decision? Who will lead Ferelden?
It's up to me, the main character. Get married. Queen Honora.
Thank you, Warden. You were wise not to disrupt Ferelden's governance any further in a time of such crisis. My first act as Queen must be to insist on receiving Alistair's oath before all the Landsmeet, to relinquish all claim to the throne for himself and his heirs.
Oh, I never wanted it. I mean, yes, of course. Happily, in fact.
And now, lords and ladies of Ferelden, there is still a blight to defeat and armies to gather. And I appoint this man to lead us in both. We will not allow this land be further threatened by the Archdemon. Gather your forces and await the Warden's command. On the morrow, we shall begin our struggle against the greatest threat Ferelden has ever faced. And we shall triumph over it, for we are Ferelden.
Goddamn. Goddamn.
So it's done. My father is dead. I never thought he would go so far. I never thought it would end like it did. Such a waste.
She really processed that grief and death real quick. She straight up like witnessed him get decapitated and was like, oh no. Anyway, I wish to rule. And now she's like, well, he's dead. It was justice. Loghain was a criminal.
Yes, I know. He was also a hero and a patriot and sometimes even a good man. People are never so easy to categorize. Arl Eamon has left for Redcliffe, and tells me that our armies have almost fully gathered there. I will be heading there myself. Bring your companions, and join us at Redcliffe Castle as soon as you are able. You have united for Eldenwarden. Now we face the Blight.
Wowzers. Okay, with Alistair in tow, which is the best part. That is the best part. So in the end, Honora was granted the throne, freeing Alistair from the burden of a responsibility he never wanted anyway. It's really interesting that she takes no attempt on his life in this instance, but if we get Loghain, she's like, you must die, which is crazy. He was defeated and summarily executed. The final battle is around the corner, and that'll be what we do next time. Thank you so much for joining me for today's big, long Landsmeet extravaganza episode of Dragon Age Origins, where we dabbled in an alternate option that we never wanted to make, and then we settled on the prime timeline choice of Alistair remaining by our side and Honora being queen. So thank you so much for joining us today. Hope you've enjoyed this action-packed, dialogue-heavy, decision-heavy episode, and I will see you next time.